Yeah, it's on. I'm just winging it. For now on out, that's all I'm ever going to do, no matter how goofy it is, because I take too much stuff I have to erase because it's not quite right. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. My wife says that's kind of what I don't need to do because I waste too much time on perfection that don't need to be wasted like that. So I'm just going to do whatever. This is an introduction to the new Sandcrawler workshop. I am your host, Roger Smith, and I go back. I'm going to do history on this place. It was originally built, I'm going to put some pictures up. The pole barn, the shell was built in November of '92, and in the spring of '93 is when they poured the floor. And then we went into electrical, and over the next 2 years I did everything else. Furred the walls out, put the insulation in. This place is like a cave. It cools and heats and holds it in very good. But like, it almost didn't start so easy. When I talked to the contractor to get the floor poured, this was at the very beginning of the Great Midwest Flood of '93. And I talked to the contractor on a Friday, and I got the price, everything, we're ready to go. And he says they are so busy, don't know what they're doing. He goes, if it rains Monday, I'll be here. If it doesn't rain Monday, I might not be here for 6 months. That's how busy they were. Thank God it rained. It poured that Monday in April, and it just kept raining and raining and raining. I drove a dump truck up in St. Louis, and it was ridiculous trying to get material, because a lot of them are near rivers. We were up to our, what's in water, and just trying to get loads out, and finally they all started closing down, and it was something else. Roads we normally used were closed. It was crazy. And I spent a lot of hours working on 30%. I did a lot more work for the same amount of money, but that's the way it worked. Oh, that's for history. But that's when it was built, from 95, 94, 95, 96. I did crafts. I did decorative shelving. Maybe I'll put up some pictures. And I did craft shows for a while, and I discovered that everybody wanted country crafts. Unless I wanted to slap together a bunch of trash and cut hearts all in it, I wasn't going to compete, so I quit. And in '98 is when I discovered Star Wars toys. My boy was 2 years old, and I needed to get him Christmas. And I saw him. I wanted a Millennium Falcon, and, Leia, Han, Chewie, Luke. Could not find them. They were gone. Well, I learned it was called waves at the time. And that was the first wave in those new ones coming out. I think they started in '95. By the time, they were in wave 4 or 5 by the time I even discovered them. But I went ahead and I bought some stuff for my son. And in the end, he took interest. Oh, both my kids are really into Star Wars. My daughter's the book reader. My son is the game player. And they know more lore, expanded universe. They know all that stuff. And so do their cousins. They just know it. And I don't. I work with toys. That's what I do. So, after that, he kind of waned in the toy department, and it started to grow on me. And the first thing I made, I'll save that for history. But I need to go to now. And now is I am retired. I retired in the end of March. And this is my world. This is my back room. I got a loft upstairs just completely stuffed with toys. I got boxes. I don't even know what I have anymore. Every time I pull out a box and open it, it's a new adventure, which is kind of neat. But I don't have no memory at all of buying this stuff. And I got as much stuff up. I got it up in the house in what will be my Star Wars museum. I got about 800 square feet of the basement. That's going to be my museum. Plus, I already have another room, a bedroom downstairs, which is my other office. You'll see pictures of that because that's where some of my smaller dioramas and stuff are stationed. The bigger ones, which I've already put out Echo Base. They're over on the other side. And then there's another area, because it was built like an apartment down there for my parents. My mother passed away, never made it. My dad was with us for about 11 months. And now my son is down there, and he's trying to buy a house, but they're so expensive. He's just kind of saving his money and hanging in there. So I'm going to work on part of that for videos. I'm going to put up a few things, and I'm trying not to crowd him out, but I am scatterbrained. I'll admit it, and a perfectionist. But when I work on things, if I put up a video and I say, oh, I'm doing this, I am doing that, but I'm also doing 4 or 5 other things. Right now, let's get into the list. I am working on the Echo Base Command Center project. And I'm wanting to do, this is brand new. I've made 4 of them in the past. This is like number 5 version of it. And then I am working to do slideshows. My second one should be coming up. I mentioned in the last update about it, but I ran into something that I was actually gonna do and forgot about. If I can find upgrades when I go to my old projects, I'm gonna do them, and I found an upgrade. It's a simple one, but it's taken a little more time. I had to get parts, things like that. And so when the Coruscant landing platform slideshow comes up, it's going to have some little extra at the end for my upgrade. And it's really simple, but it's really cool. So that'll be coming out, I'm thinking, in about a week. I did a lot of the film, clips for the upgrade, and I don't like them, so I'm going to start all over. And once I get that done, I'll put all the pictures up. There's probably 50, 60 production pictures from when I made it. And I'm looking, right now, my files, all my past is a mess. I got things on CDs, I got them on flash drives, I got pictures everywhere, and I'm going through everything. I'm trying to get organized. And when you're in and out of this, like I have been over the last 25 years, I'm still looking for things. Once I get that all connected, things will roll more smoothly, which I can't wait, because I got new projects that I really want to do. And I'm going to stick my neck out here. Don't hold me on this. But I think I'm doing next is going to be a B-Wing. B-Wing is my favorite ship, and I don't have a display for it. I don't. I never made one, and I'm going to make it this time. I know, I got 5 versions of Echo Base, and I don't have a B-Wing shelf. Well, that's coming. But I get distracted quite easily. If I'm working on something, and I see something, oh, that needs to be done, I might stop and do it. There goes 2 hours doing whatever I should have done a long time ago, but everything kind of moves like this. A little bit forward, sometimes 2 steps forward, 1 step back. This shop is a mess, and I really want to make it look cool. I give it more of a Star Wars look. I started what I called a rustification project. That's why all the walls are brown. And I'll go into that later, but yeah, a lot of the things I make, I rustify them. My rustification project. So right now, I'm working to finish up on the Echo Base command centers. And once I get that done, I'm working on some things for the house too. I still build my decorative shells. I don't sell them, but I make them for my kids, and I make them for us. And I got still quite a bit of my old supply of oak I bought like 30 years ago. And I'm gonna make them into shelves. That's part of my legacy. Those things, I make them very nice. I think I put up some pictures if I didn't. But they will go down. I put my name and I put dates on everything, hopefully, because that makes things history. Put dates, put names. If you make something, make sure it's dated. When did you make it? That will, if somebody finds it in 50 years from now, and it's half tore apart, like an old rocking chair, you gotta throw it in the burn pile. But if it's got a date and a name and it's 60, 70, 80 years old, you're gonna think about it twice, especially if it was made by a relative. And so that's what I try to do. I'm gonna get a branding iron. I can't wait to get that, but I gotta sell some TIE Fighter shells. That's one thing I gotta get set up. That's why I'm doing a lot of cleanup work and moving around. I got parts for TIE Fighter shells. I've done videos on them, you've seen them. And I'm gonna make a bunch of those and put them up on eBay, and that money is to improve the shop. I am on a Teamster pension and my Social Security, and we live on that plus what my wife makes working. And we can mostly live off of what I bring in. But the shop doesn't include that. Right now I'm riding kind of on her salary to keep this going. I don't want to do that. So that's what is going on now. So I thought I'd put this up for this week, but there'll be more of these and more of a history lesson. But I've been doing this a really long time. I'm running into people on, I just ran into a video this morning. There's a guy from England, at least that's how he talks, called Toy Polloi. And he was doing what they call a book nook. I never heard of that before. And I watched him make this thing and I'm going, wow, that's cool. I ought to try one of those. Not realizing that I had actually already done it. Oh, there we go. I made a couple of these years ago. 05, as I remember it. And I say, I didn't know what a book nook was. I have one up at the house. Let me put a picture up of it. And I almost hit my head on sometimes when I go into my little Star Wars room. But I made 2 of these. I seen another one. Oh, I wish I could tell the guy. He made this one exactly. The other one Toy Polloi did was about, when they were going to throw C-3PO in the furnace in pieces. And it was really cool. I really liked that. And then I saw this, when I go down the room, I'm like, wait a minute, I kind of got one. I made 2 of them. These are from 05. This one's been sitting on a shelf. I haven't pulled this out probably since 6 or 7, maybe. And this is for the trash compactor. Let me get the plexiglass, it's not attached. And the trash compactor, 2 halves, the toy goes in here. You can see it from the top. And let me go back a little bit. This comes off. See, it's been sitting here so long. And you can put it in here. But that basically, in a way, is the same thing. It's just got a big back on it. It's screwed onto the wall. I'm going to cut this down to size. And that's basically what it is. That is cool. I'm going to give one to my daughter. I don't know if I have a second set of the toy, though. Because she's the book freak. She just loves books. She reads and reads and reads. I cannot read. I don't have the mental capacity to read. I can read words. I can read a page, and by the time I start reading the second page, I forgot what I was reading in the first page. It's kind of like that. I don't have any retention. So I can't read books. And every once in a while I can, if it's something that is super, super, super interesting. And I can tell after reading a little bit of a book whether I'm going to be able to read it or not. If I can't get through the 3rd or 4th page and remember what it started, I'm not even going there because it's a waste of time. But I know that was pretty cool. So I'm looking for the old pictures of this. That's why I couldn't remember when I made it, but I made it by the dates on the pictures in 2005. I made 2 of these. So that's kind of neat. That'll be another slide, a very small slideshow. I should have some pictures of some parts of it maybe or something. But yeah, very simple, but it works. Say this one's been sitting back there for a very long time. But that's what I'll be doing. It's to get the slideshows. I say everything's a mess. So I know I made pictures, like I've said in previous videos. No videos. They were useless back in the day. I wish I would have made them anyway. If I'd known where things were going on the internet, I probably would have. So they're pictures, and I just took tons and tons and tons of production pictures, if I can find them all. I had a computer go belly up big time in '08. And I think I found most of the stuff that I had produced before that. But until I get to each individual project and find all the pictures, I don't know if I have them or not. But I want to show everything I have. I've got 25 years in this. But some years are light, some are a little heavy. Winters are heavy, but summers are light because I drive a truck. In the wintertime, I have more time off. In the summertime, I eat, sleep, and drive trucks. And that's it, you know. So that's what I do. We've done for years. Plus, I have other interests, like I have a pickup, an '86 GMC, and I have a '94 GMC Safari van that I've been working on over the years. So there will be breaks for that. But once I get everything organized, right now I'm not doing any work on anything else but this because I need to get organized, and then I can come up with regular content. Because that's what I want to do. I want people to come back and see what I'm doing, and I hope you subscribe, and I hope you like. And it's not as much the money, but I just like to show what I do. If I can get monetized, that'd be great. If I don't, it's the advertising value to sell my stuff that will keep the shop running for the most part. But I say, I just like showing it. I had people wanting to buy my stuff from, South America. I got things from all over when I had my site. I had a guy from Mexico City. I felt so sorry for him. He wanted to buy one of my, I built 4 Cantina 4 shelves, and he wanted one so bad. And it would have cost more to ship it into Mexico than the shelf. I would have gave him a little cheaper price to help him out, but there was no one to help that price out. It was ridiculous. So. And I'm probably not going to even try to ship outside the United States. Probably Canada if you want to pay whatever it costs. But it can be ridiculous. It's unbelievable. We had a friend from Austria, and I haven't heard from him in years. I got 2 giant boxes full of his toys. What he would do is he would buy on eBay or whatever over here, and he'd send them to my house. He asked if he could do that. And I said, sure. And then we would box it all up together, because if he shipped everything he bought over there, it would have been a fortune. So we would box it all up in a bigger box, and we'd write a nice cute little note in German. We didn't know what he was talking about. He didn't. I don't think he spoke English, but that's what we would do, and we'd ship it over to him. But we haven't heard from him 2 or 3 years, and a lot of the stuff I really have no interest in. I mean, it's more than Star Wars. There's a few things. And when I get them out, actually the B-Wing I'm going to use for the model for the B-Wing shelf is going to be his, because it's the vintage one and it's really cool. And that's what I'm going to use for that. I don't have but 2 maybe loose B-Wings. The other ones I got are in a box with the cellophane on them. That's like a mini diorama. I hate opening those. I try to buy 2 of each, that way you can have, like everybody did in the past. You buy 1 to open, 1 keep in the package. Things that just came in boxes, I could care less. It's a box. I could take it out and you wouldn't know the difference. So that I ain't worried about, but 2 of them at least, I think, if not 3. But I have a lot of ships, wide wings and that are in those cellophane X-Wings, and I don't want to remove them unless I have more than 1. But I got plenty of ships for displays. So I'm going to end this right here. It's getting long. I have a big problem uploading. I'm doing this on an iPhone 8. Yeah, it's only got 1 little camera, and what you're getting is the backside, so it's got a little bitty camera. And that's it. And when I try to upload it, I got to be real careful. I might have to split this up into 3 or 4 pieces to get it to go up. So I'm done with Apple. My son warned me years ago, but somehow me and my wife both ended up in Apple because of the price at the time. But I want one with the 3, got the 3 cameras on the front. My wife's got one. They got Androids, and that's what I'm going to get. And I'm hoping that will make it a lot easier to upload, because like my son said, and he told me years ago, he goes, Apple doesn't work real well with non-Apple stuff. I can still get them up,
but it doesn't work all that well, all that much. So I got to get back to work. So there will be more of these, but this is for now. And stay tuned. Stay tuned.